What's up, family? It's your boy Mikey from the band Islander, and you're watching me with Andrew Green.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Green, and I'm here with the band that, if you haven't checked out, like, what are you doing? Go check it out right now. This is Mikey from Islander, man. I'm speechless because Islander is so awesome. That's why I say everyone needs to go check it out,
dude,
man.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, no problem,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah. So I see videos of you on tour. You're, what, jumping off of balconies, off the roof, and to the crowd of people? Like, before you do that, do you ever get that quick little, like, voice in your head? It's like, what if they don't catch me? What if I just fall flat on the floor?
Sometimes that, like, last night might have been the first time because the crowd was kind of like looking at me, and I was trying to like remind them that they were the ones that were supposed to catch me. But usually it's a piece of cake, dude. Like, they want it to keep going. They want me to jump, you know, knock off a balcony or whatever. The whole reason I do it, I always wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I don't really have the physique for that or whatever. And it's a lot easier when you throw punk rock in the mix and do it off a balcony. I think if that adrenaline rush wasn't behind me, which I'm sure pro wrestlers obviously get the adrenaline rush too, but for me it was easier just to mix rock and roll with stuff that Jeff Hardy would do or something definitely like that. So
since you're crazy on stage, bring that punk rock energy, that got you in trouble this year because you guys got kicked off from Warped Tour. What was that full situation like? What really happened?
Well, I had never even attended a Warped Tour before.
Oh, really?
Like, it was my first time ever being at Warped Tour. We were invited to do like 7 dates, and I was super stoked. And my whole Warped Tour experience lasted maybe 5 hours, or maybe 6. I don't know. But it was like we set up, did the merch thing, like got it all ready, put our gear on stage, and they informed us we couldn't use our own drum kit, and which was completely fine. Yeah. But when I dove into the drums, that's what got us kicked off the tour. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna break these drums. I was just performing. I got in the moment, and I was like, I'm just gonna go jump into these drums. I put a dent in one of the floor toms, and it was just honestly a big misunderstanding. Yeah. I had already spoken to the stage manager and all the hands and apologized. They said that they just had to, follow protocol by letting the people know that had provided the kit or whatnot, and I let them know, like, whatever the cost is, we will pay for it. I will pay for it. Yeah. And our drummer Andrew had offered for them to use his kit for however long, but it wasn't even unusable as far as I know. They used it actually the rest of that day, but I think they used it the rest of the tour. But Kevin had a few words with me, and the thing is, it blew up on social media to where it was way bigger of a deal than it actually was, because like me and him were telling each other how much we loved each other. Yeah. And I did feel a little misunderstood. Like, I feel like, like I got into this punk rock subculture because I felt misunderstood in other places in life, and this was accepting. So I felt like I didn't fully get to share my piece of like, hey, like, here's what happened. It was stupid.
But it just ended with the guys just not being on the tour anymore?
Yeah, and they said we couldn't come back. They said nobody could come back next year.
Oh, man, that's a shame. You guys weren't even on the bill originally, were you? Because I didn't see your name, like...
Yeah, they didn't promote us, really, for the tour either. Yeah. We were an afterthought. So Islander's usually the afterthought, and then everybody ends up having to talk about us on all the Billboard, and it was on Billboard. Korn was arguing, POD stuck up for us. Corey Taylor was like, hey, go show him what's up, and I messaged Corey back. I was like, I showed him what's up a little too hard today, and he's like, so
you guys released a couple of new tracks this year, including I Want Sushi. It's one of the most honest songs I've heard in a while, honestly, and it kind of sounds like you're taking a jab at like the rappers and the hip-hop genre. Were you trying to take a jab at that, or were you just, what was your initial point?
I don't think I was taking a jab at them so much as taking a jab at rock and roll, because I think that it's lost a lot of heart and passion that maybe it had in previous years, and I think that it hasn't been progressing with the times, and it's been staying stagnant, and people keep talking about, why doesn't MTV play music videos, and like, it's all these old people saying it, and I'm like, like, I'm not doing it for anything but that love for the people and love for doing it.
Yeah.
So it was funny when I wrote the lyrics. I'm still throwing my hat and shoes in the washer. I was literally washing my hat and shoes at night, and that's kind of what gave me the idea for that lyric. And sushi and all that, it's just an analogy for a starving artist kind of thing. And saying, you know, rock and roll don't pay like it used to. It's saying, like, you know, we're friends with Korn and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they always joke with me. They're like, man, if you guys have been around in the 90s, you'd have made money. And that would be great. But the reason it says, you know, it says rock and roll doesn't pay like it used to. This is we're turning up even more than we used to.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're still here and still excellent. So, yeah, maybe someday I'll make $1.
Maybe. But you're doing it basically for the love of the music. Though,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. People messaged us all the time telling us it's changed their life.
Yeah.
And like this past month, actually, somebody messaged us to explain to us that our music helped them literally not commit suicide. So I think that means more than
definitely
just making a buck here and there. But
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that you posted on your socials, and they're like, "Hey, Loudwire, Billboard, this is the stuff that you should really be covering because it was awesome." But when someone sends you something like that, like, just what are your initial thoughts? Like, what are you thinking when you read something like that?
Wow, sleeping in this van every night is making a difference. That's the first thing I think about. So we sleep in a van. Right now there's 7 of us. Our one of our best friends is out right now with us, and he's literally sleeping on the floorboard next to me. Today he woke up actually, and my hand was on his crotch. Oh, and he slightly just picked it up and moved it. And it was not intentional at all. It wasn't like a Me Too moment for him. It was literally just like we're living in that close of quarters. So it's pretty rough, dude. But to hear that people's lives are being changed and they're not killing themselves because we're sleeping so close that our hands are touching each other, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So. Yeah, see, that the way I actually found out about you guys was from Korn, because you're on Brian's Instagram one day. I'm like, oh, what's Islander? Let me check them out.
That's sick,
and then
dude.
and then I saw that you're friends with Sting. He gave you the other day the wrestler Sting, not the police Sting.
Yeah, I'm friends with the real Sting.
Yeah, that's cool. The real Sting.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude. Like he's I was a huge fan growing up as a kid, and we share a lot of the same views and beliefs and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
One day, his former manager, he messaged me back, and because I had told him how much Sting meant to me in like an email. And he's just like, "Hey, let me call you." And he calls me. He's like, "What? You want me to get you an autograph?" I'd be like, "That'd be cool." I didn't expect that. He's like, "Wait, I'll do you one better. I'll see if he wants to come to your show." So he brings him to our show. Sting comes in, and like we talk for a while. We end up praying together and just chatting about life, and he gives me his number. Like, let's keep in contact.
Nice. Yeah.
And yesterday he bought me tacos and gave me a really cool chair from his office. So
that's really cool.
Thank you, Sting.
Thank you, Sting. Is that where
don't turn your back on the Wolfpack?
Is that where because I see that you adopted like the scorpion as the new Islander logo? Is that inspired by Sting?
It is totally. It was. We needed like our Nike check, you know, and we couldn't figure out what to do. And my brother's the one that actually suggested. He's like, people know you like Sting, so like
get the scorpion.
A scorpion would be cool. So then he was like, it needs a meaning, and I was like, no, I don't need a meaning. And then he was like, people are gonna want it to have a meaning. So we came up with the idea that the truth hurts. You know, like the truth stings. Yeah. And we hope that we're spreading some rock and roll truth. Okay. And truth stings. So
very cool.
We have a scorpion.
But being a Christian in the music industry, what are some of the difficulties that come along with that?
I always tell people it's no different than the difficulties that would come along with not being a Christian in the music industry. Like if you're, you know, just a human being on earth, I think there's difficulties that come with it. So I think that, you know, if I were outside of the music industry, I'd have the same difficulties, because people always say like, oh, there's a lot of stuff to get into on the road. Sure, there's a lot of stuff to get into at home. You have to decide who you are before you come on the road, and know, like, I'm not going to take drugs, I'm not going to have sex with that girl, I'm not going to do this and that, even if I'm at home. You know, so it's like it's just, I don't see it that way. Like, we don't make Christian music, we don't make non-Christian music. We always tell people it's like when you go to an Italian restaurant, you want good spaghetti. You don't want Muslim spaghetti, Christian spaghetti, Buddhist spaghetti. I just want it to taste good. And we're just trying to make some spaghetti on stage that tastes good.
There you go. So, taste our spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti by Islander. New album name? Spaghetti by Islander?
We'll see, dude. We'll see. If
you already have sushi out there, so I think you're good on that.
Yeah, I've talked about like all the foods at this point, so I can throw spaghetti in there.
Okay, do it, and give me the credit.
Okay.
There you go.
This guy's looking for royalties over here.
Definitely roll. I don't have any.
Rock and roll don't pay like it used to.
It doesn't, and I'm not even playing rock and roll. So imagine the struggles I'm going through. So yeah, what's next for Islander? Like you released a couple of tracks, but when's your 2019 new album?
It was gonna be a 2018 new album, but there's been some red tape that we're going through, the politics of figuring out marketing and label stuff, and you can look forward to it in 2019.
Sweet.
Though, so we're gonna be putting a new record out. Yeah, we're just figuring out the best tour to release it on, marketing, and making it something special that people can really have fun with, rather than just throwing it out there and being like, here's another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody can look forward to tours and new music next year.
Sweet. So anything that you want to leave off?
Are you guys at the radio station playing us?
I'm talking to them, man. I'm like, play some Islander. They're not yet.
Okay, well, listen. This is very important. If you don't play us, we're not gonna return him alive.
Ooh.
We don't murder people in this band. We're all about love. But seriously, please play us.
Please do.
I'll just be sad. I'll just be really sad. That's all.
Tight.
We're not really gonna. We're not really. You didn't take it as a threat, did you?
I would.
Okay.
No.
I don't want my lawyer to get like a message to be like, we have it on video. This kid did.
I mean, you're talking about being. What's the problem being Christian in the industry? Yeah, we murder people.
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
All right, well, once again, I'm Andrew Green. This is Mikey from Islander. Please go check them out. And more importantly, check out all the stuff I've had out too.
Don't kill people.
Don't kill people and love one another, man. It isn't hard. And every time you eat some sushi, that should remind you Islander, because it does for me.
Love you guys.
Check you out later.